Wyrd Realities Network, we believe the world revolves around stories. A wide range of storytelling masters create our lineup, sharing their creative secrets and exploring new approaches to their age-old craft, along with fresh reflections on history, science, urban legends, mythology, and folklore. Happy Thursday, Weirdlings! How is everybody?
Hey, everybody.
Howdy.
Hey, everybody. Well, what's going on, Hadley? Tell us what happened tonight.
Yeah, what's going on, boss?
Well, I got a notice from our good friend Ted Alderman that Mistress Rena Riffle will not be making it tonight. We're going to have to reschedule because of some flight delays or some kind of travel plans. Anyway, so we, being the weird bunch that we are, were able to just shift gears and we're going to do something a little bit different. And I thought that zombies is something y'all know pretty well. So why not do a top 10 zombie movie list?
Ooh.
So I thought we could come up with our 10 choices and narrow it down to what we think the best ones are.
Is it like a cage fight?
Yeah, I cannot wait to throw hands with you assholes on this. This is gonna be good.
Hey, it's no fair, man. You're like 2 feet taller than everybody else. You got that
Yeah, but
wingspan.
he's
It's
in
a squirrel.
Massachusetts. Don't worry about it. He can't get you. Me, he can.
So how do you want to start? You want to start with our favorite and move down, or you want to just pick a few, and how do we do it?
Well,
Okay.
Go ahead, boss.
How about we, let me see. I was going to say, can we change our names to a movie and I'll pick one? Like what's your number?
Yeah.
10 list? Or, you can, I don't know. Let's just figure it out.
Okay.
We're flying by the seat of our pants tonight. Come
Okay.
on.
I'm wearing pants.
That's weird because I'm not wearing any.
Well,
Neither's Rich. I've already seen his butt tonight.
Ooh.
Well, Scott did too.
Yeah.
He showed us.
Yes.
then am I the liar? I must be
Weird
the
things
liar.
happen before the show begins.
Allison, that's what happens when you're late.
Yeah, I miss out on all the
Hot shots.
Behind the scenes stuff.
yeah.
The paywall.
Hi, Landa. It looks like Landa joined us tonight.
Yeah, she's not late. And she's not late, as she said.
No, you're not late to this masterpiece show. Well, okay. Who wants to go with who wants to start sussing out their movies? Apparently I was still late.
All right, I'll start.
Okay.
I've got four movies. The four zombie movies I have watched the most. And I'm excluding Night of the Living Dead. That's classic. You can't pick on that. My four favorites are World War Z. And I know people hate the movie, but
F then.
well, it's not the book. I got to tell you, World War Z by Max Brooks is the best zombie book I ever read. It is brilliantly
damn good.
It is brilliantly written. It's an oral. It's like the zombie war took place 10 years ago, and it's an oral history of the survivors. And what amazes me is every chapter has a different voice to it. I mean, he wrote it that way. Watch it. I mean, read it, but do not compare it to the movie. World War Z is completely different. I liked it. It was massive zombies. It was fast zombies. I love the scene in Jerusalem. I think that's that.
Yeah.
I love the scene in South Korea, but then I love South Korea anyways. And I can't think of the actor's name. I think David Morrison or something.
David Morrison.
Yeah, who played the CIA agent who talked about how the North Koreans pulled out all the teeth of their people.
Yeah.
One of my top favorites. Next would be the remake of Dawn of the Dead, 2004, the one with Vin Rames in the mall. I love that one. Again, fast zombies. I know I'm going to be hated for this, but I think it's a great movie. Resident Evil, the first one. I love that one. I've watched that one probably more times than any. But my fourth favorite is a little known movie. It's crappily made, cheap budget, horrendous acting. Children Shouldn't Play with Dead Things.
Yeah. We did that on the show.
Yeah. And I think it's brilliant because there's one scene when the zombies rise from the dead, literally come out of the graveyard, digging their way to the top through the ground. And just the way it's done, the makeup is so bad it's really good, but the eerie music they play as they're coming out of the ground, it still gives me the creeps to this day listening to that music.
Yeah.
So those are my top favorites. I'm sure some of you disagree.
Well, how about before we get into that, let's say hello to everyone that's joined us. Kevin Jackson is Tina. That's Tina. She's got Kevin Jackson's YouTube. Mike Lewis. Hey, Mike. Max.
Hi to everyone.
Yeah, we're getting the crowd. Just to reiterate, Rena Riffle couldn't show up tonight. She was late to getting back in to LA. So we're going to have her in the future. In the next couple of weeks, we'll have the interview with her. So if any of you tuned in to see that, well, tune in to see us now because we're talking our top zombie movies.
Max, Landa, we love you. You don't need to be invited. You're part of the family.
Yes, absolutely.
And Tina, you are too. Tina, A.K. Kevin Jackson, you are too. Well, you want to let's dissect your list then, Scott.
All right.
Children Shouldn't Play with Dead Things. That is a low budget, but it's really a moody, eerie movie. It really,
I like it.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah, I'm a fan.
That was a good pick on that.
Yeah.
Even though it's cheaply done, the effects were good. They're talking. Sorry, folks.
Next time we'll definitely invite you. You and Max will have to send butt photos first, though, so we make sure that you're fit for the party.
Zack Snyder's Dawn of the Dead is a great remake.
Yeah, it is.
It really is. And there's certain wrestling actors that hate that movie, but this is I thought as fast as those zombies moved, to me that part where they're trying to close the door to the loading dock and that one-armed zombie's just running, and that scared the crap. I would have crapped my pants.
The freaking garage scene.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
I saw that in the movies, and that was
me too.
That was pretty damn scary.
And World War Z. I like World War Z.
Excuse me.
You're going way too fast. I'm trying to write this stuff down.
Oh, I'm sorry.
I like.
So start over, Alan. What were your movies?
Oh
no,
we're talking about Scott's movies.
We're talking about Scott's movies.
Oh, okay. Well, that's no wonder I couldn't keep up.
World War Z. What took me out a lot was the special effects. They're almost like that. I Am Legend?
Yep.
Yeah.
Will Smith, almost like those. But the book was awesome. And the thing I was glad about World War Z, and I'll shut up after this, is that it brought a mainstream zombie movie. You had a world number one actor in it, Brad Pitt. You had all the actors in it were high class actors, So I like that part of it. I really did. And I'll watch this movie again and again.
Same.
But I don't think it did the book justice. And I don't know how you could, unless you had a, almost $1 billion budget.
Well, they had to move away from the book because it was, I guess they did. They could have done the book exactly how it was, but they wanted to do their own thing. But honestly, another zombie movie I saw in the theater, and I saw it with my wife, and I got to tell you, it was one of the tensest things I've ever seen. It was really there were not a lot of people in the theater because a lot of people were boycotting the movie because it was, first of all, how it was made, and then secondly, Brad Pitt had come out as kind of a dick at the time, and then there was the fact that it strayed from the book. But the thing is, all of the characters in the book are in the movie. and that's not something a lot of people know. Like each story that you go to, you will find that character in the movie. Not all of them, but most of them.
You're right.
And like I said, that movie is tense as hell. I mean, once you know what's going to happen, you go back and you watch it again, but you're still great.
Yeah.
And I think the worst thing about the disparity between the movie and the book was that this was the movie was the outbreak, and the book was 10, 20 years after. Because if you read one of the sections in the book is called Yonkers.
Yeah.
And it's the Battle of Yonkers, and it's the best thing in that book. And the ones in the sewers in France was pretty scary too.
The submarine. I love the
submarine.
Oh, the Chinese submarine. Yeah.
Excuse me.
I mean, there's so many parts to that book, and what really disappointed me is they were going to make a sequel, and they just never have gotten to that part. And they did cut the scene in Russia out. I know they were going to film that. I think it was too cost heavy, and they ended up cutting that scene because I thought they were going to film it and everything, and I think that's one of the scenes they got rid of. That would have been cool.
Well, yeah. I've seen the director's cut, and there's another 30 minutes, half an hour of which is the same thing, 30 minutes and a half an hour of the of extra stuff that was missed. And it's little stuff, but it's cool.
The director's cut.
It's little stuff, but it does add to the film, and it's cool. I was watching a couple weeks ago, a month ago now.
I know they cut it from the movie. The his boss on the carrier was making his wife sleep with him to keep her and the kids on the ship, but they got rid of that because then that made that character like a major dick, and they didn't want that to happen.
I'm glad they got rid of that.
Yeah, me too. That was unnecessary.
Yeah.
Just a little bit of trivia, which was very funny because this was not happening at the time. But if you look through the credits, Peter Capaldi is listed in the credits as Dr. WHO.
Yep.
And then a couple of years later, he became Doctor Who.
Yeah, that's pretty funny.
Me, I'm a font of useless knowledge.
That's one of them rabbit hole things.
Yeah.
So what was your so you had Children Shouldn't Play with Dead Things, the Dawn of the Dead remake,
Dawn of the Dead, and Resident Evil.
Okay, that's only 4. Do you want to do 5? Round it out.
All right. The 5th one would be. I'm gonna go Zombieland. Oh no! Backwards. Train to Busan.
Yeah, that is that one's the only thing with the Korean ones is they're always such downers, except for Zombie for Sale. That was a cute.
That was a crazy movie.
Yeah.
Which one?
No, there's some sadness in that one though, still, but it ended up being interesting at the end.
Yeah, you're right. It had a good ending. That Korean family, they found out they'd have the zombies bite the people and they'd get rejuvenated, but then they would turn.
Oh,
yeah. We watched it for one of the shows.
Yeah, that was pretty fun.
I mean, the Koreans do great zombies. All of Us Are Dead.
Kingdom.
Thank you. Couldn't think of the name of it. Kingdom.
That's spooky. They do the Koreans make some spooky zombies.
I love their zombies when they're on the back, like they'll flip onto their back and then they'll start cracking and then they'll just go like into the spider position and stand up.
And then they'll come across the floor.
First time I saw that, it freaked the hell out of me.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's spooky.
It's still spooky. Well, and what about you, Rich? Or Hadley? What about you, Hadley? Let's get Hadley, Rich.
No, I'm writing stuff down. So I've already written mine down. Y'all let me write yours.
So if you wrote it down already, it should be easy to tell us.
Well, yeah, but okay. So I've got 6.
Okay.
Evil Dead 2.
All right.
Okay.
28 Days Later. Wormwood. Scout's Guide to the Zombie Apocalypse. Shaun of the Dead, and Daylight's End.
Oh, Daylight's End?
Yeah.
I love Daylight's End. I've been wanting to watch it.
Wow.
Is Daylight's End? That's vampires, isn't it?
Is it?
They're vampire zombies, I think.
Yeah, because there's like a big group of them.
Vampires, yeah.
Yeah, that's the one with the guy drives along in the car.
Yeah.
He's got him in the trunk.
Yeah.
Yep.
That's not a bad movie. for a little indie movie like that. That's not a bad
No,
movie.
he was in
Black Hawk Down.
Black Hawk Down. Yep.
He's one of the Delta Force guys.
Johnny something.
Yeah,
Johnny
Strong.
Yeah, Johnny Strong. He's like a musician or something too.
Yeah, he's one of the Delta Force snipers that.
But
got killed.
anything that can make me laugh during the zombie apocalypse is always good. And I don't know if y'all seen Scout's Guide to the Zombie Apocalypse.
Yes.
Yeah.
But the cats got me.
The genital part was kind of.
Yeah, that was kind of
Little.
Yeah.
I'm going to argue with you. 28 Days Later is not a zombie movie.
Yes, it is.
No, it isn't.
Yes, it is.
No, it's rabies. It is a biological warfare movie.
Doesn't matter. Zombies.
Nope.
Anything that turns you into something that makes you want to kill everybody else, and you can infect them with your whatever it is, makes it a zombie movie.
Yeah.
where did the zombie virus come from
Doesn't
in
matter.
the Nurse Alyssa books, Scott?
Oh,
Yes, but it's a zombie. In 28 Days Later, they don't bite you to eat you. They bite you to spread. It's a
Doesn't matter.
biological warfare movie.
I'll
Same
say
thing
I
with World
would
War
have
II.
said that if we're going to argue about if it's a zombie movie, it would have been Evil Dead 2. I would not have thought it would have been 28 Days Later.
But
think about World War Z. They didn't eat people; they just bit them and ran off.
oh
Yeah.
yeah. They did. Well, I'm going to go one on you, Hadley. 28 Weeks Later, I think, is a better movie than 28 Days Later.
Jeremy Renner.
Yeah, and Idris Elba.
Are they in it? I'm going to read
Yeah.
it.
I don't remember Jeremy Renner in it.
He was the main.
one of the main characters.
Yeah.
I'll have to rewatch that.
Him and
Well-
what's her name from Spy? I can't remember her
But-
name.
I'll tell you why I pick it. There is a scene in it when they have the soldier that's chained up out
Mhm.
back.
Mm-hmm.
That that was like what came out in like 2003. I still am haunted by that guy's face at night sometimes. It scared me so bad.
Yeah,
And that's why it is on my list.
It's
he
a
looked
good.
sad.
Yeah,
There was a scene. Most of that scene is just him trying to kill everything that he can get his hands on.
Yeah.
You know, he's chained up. He can't get to anyone. But then he just looks down and he looks up again. He just looked sad. And I was like, holy crap, that guy just nailed it. That was one of the best scenes in that movie. You're right.
and it had such a great cast: Cillian
Oh,
Murphy, Brendan Gleeson
Yeah.
Yeah.
from Lake Placid.
And
when
that's the scene when he gets the blood drop in his eye.
yeah,
Oh man.
Yeah.
Freaking
it had a good cast, and it's a good movie.
Ralph
You know,
Fiennes. Was one? No, not Fiennes.
Um,
The lead bad guy there.
Christopher Eccleston,
Thank you. Christopher Eccleston.
Doctor Who, the
Right.
first rebooted Doctor Who. Yeah, no, it's a good movie. That's a solid pick. That's a solid movie. I just like the second one better, just because of the military element and the way they lay it out.
Yeah, but you remember when that movie came out? It was so different from any zombie movie we'd seen up to that point. And I think that's why, again, it's one that sticks with me. But I really like the vacancy of the countryside,
Yeah,
the vacancy of the city, and
That was good cinematography.
Yeah.
it really was.
It wasn't made on a huge budget, I don't think. I think it was a pretty small budget, and it was like way outside Danny Boyle's wheelhouse, or so we thought. And then
Yeah.
we're like, holy crap, this thing is great. Another one I saw in the movie theater.
yeah,
See,
me
I
too.
Yeah, I
liked-
went to see it.
I did not like 28 Days Later because I loved it until they got to that military unit that would be in a bunch of assholes, and that just was too cliche for me. That ruined the movie. I did like 28 Weeks Later. I thought that was so, and then when it breaks out again and they have to wipe out the whole city to stop it, that I loved.
Well, the British are really big on that, though, showing the military in a bad light, especially in their zombie movies. I mean, I've seen I don't know how many of these low-budget zombie movies I've seen where the military is always kind of the villain. You know, if you ever watch those videos, the Zombie Diaries 1 and 2, the military, even though they're your main protagonists, they turn out to be not good people. So they've got an issue with their military, I think, more than we do as far as being the protagonists and the heroes of the story.
I think it just depends on your filmmaker, but you're right.
You know, yeah,
it does lend to the dislike of the military.
yeah.
Now, a British film, if you like zombies, I don't know if anybody's ever seen it. Doghouse.
I
Yeah,
haven't seen that one.
yeah.
It's
Demon.
it's a bunch of guys whose wives and girlfriends are pissed at them. So they all they're all in the doghouse, so they all go away for the weekend, and they wind up in this town where the only people that turned zombies were the women. All the men died. None of them ever came back. And the whole movie is these guys like, oh, let's kill all these female zombies. Yeah. They're like taking out their aggressions on their loved ones through the zombies. It's British humor. That's all I'll say.
Yeah. And so 28 days later, what else did you have, Hadley?
Oh, let me get back to my list.
Yes.
Wormwood.
That's a good one. I mean, I like that one. It's different.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. I had Evil Dead 2, Scout's Guide to the Zombie Apocalypse, and Shaun of the Dead.
Shaun of the Dead.
Daylight's End.
That one's hard to knock, you know. And it tips its hat so much to Romero, which is just great. And its little Easter eggs, you know, from the music to some of the dialogue. It's just, you know,
It's a fan favorite.
It is.
It is. And
I forgot about Rich.
Well,
one of the things,
my favorite. So
yeah.
One of the things I loved about the zombie thing is every once in a while a movie comes along that's different that revives the genre for a while. You know, people were getting bored of it. Shaun of the Dead came along. Boom. People started enjoying zombies again. So.
Yep.
Yeah, they did.
Yeah.
Well, again, it's a different spin on it, and it was funny, and it made fun of all the stuff that we'd all been making fun of, but no one really talked about.
Right.
it
And it introduced us to Nick Frost and Simon Pegg.
yes.
Oh my God.
And Edgar Wright, you know.
Yeah.
Well, and we felt like we knew those people.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, you felt like that would be you, not you as, you know, Arnold Schwarzenegger during the, you know, it'd be like
The reality.
Like, yeah. What do I do?
You're lucky while all your friends get eaten.
Yeah.
Let's go have a pint.
Yeah. There you go. But
So
that's a great pick.
We can segue into mine because that is my favorite zombie movie. Everything about that movie is perfect, from the acting to the comedy to the deadpan humor that they don't even have to speak, and it's funny. Some of the British mannerisms are just nailed in that movie, and it's just put out there for, you know, Americans to see too. And the nods to Dawn of the Dead and all the Romero stuff was just for me, the best scene in that movie is when he leaves his house to go to the shop because they're both hungover, and he's just walking down the street, and it's just death and destruction all around him, and he doesn't see it, and there's like zombies coming down the street. All of the zombies you see at the beginning are all of the at the beginning of the movie. There's like, it's just going into what's going to happen in the movie. And there's a bunch of characters that you think, they're just nobody. All of them are in that movie later. And to me, when he walks into the shop and he slips in what's obviously blood, it was just perfectly done, absolutely perfectly done. He opens the clear glass door to grab a soda, and there's a blood handprint on the door. It was just absolutely perfect. So for me, that's just unbeatable. I want to say Dawn of the Dead 2004 is the best overall zombie movie, like you said, Scott. But Shaun of the Dead's just, you can't beat it for everything. And it wasn't like it wasn't scary either. It had times where you were like, oh my god, they're really gonna die. And
is Dawn of the Dead? Dawn of the Dead 2004, is that the Ving Rhames one?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
And
That came close to being on my list. So.
No, that's a great play. And the thing that cracks me up is if you ever watch Modern Family, the dorky dad on that plays a smarmy asshole.
Yes.
In the Dawn of the Dead reboot.
Oh, he does.
It's when you see that, and you know, he's such a sweet, good-natured person on Modern Family, and then he's just this you know. I love that part where he goes, why don't you just blow each other, you know? That's great. But that movie is Zack Snyder. I kind of wonder what happened with Army of the Dead.
Yeah,
You know?
Army of the Dead could have been such a fantastic movie.
Yeah.
He put too much stuff in it.
Well, I think he was laying groundwork, but the problem is when you lay too much groundwork, you don't have a good film, and that's what happened. Because that movie could have been fantastic.
It could have been,
you know, because the pooch on it.
Because we were all like, all right, you know, Dawn of the Dead, Zack Snyder.
That's how we met, Alan.
Yeah, that's true.
And Scott. That's when Scott and Alan came into my life.
That's it. Army
I'm
of the Dead.
sorry, but I like. It's not the best zombie movie, but I love Army of the Dead. I mean, for what it is, shoot 'em up zombies, new zombies. I love the zombie tiger that takes out the asshole.
Yeah. I didn't hate that movie. It wasn't.
No,
I was disappointed. And Tony I says he didn't have James Gunn. And you know what, Tony? You're probably right. James Gunn is a great writer for genre stuff. I mean, Slither, Guardians, you know, I mean,
Slither's
I like
one of my
James
favorite
Gunn.
movies too.
Yeah.
Well,
oh yeah.
Okay, so Rich only got to name 2, so keep going, buddy.
All right, so again, for me, it's Shaun of the Dead and then Dawn of the Dead 2004. And after that, I would likely go back to the 1985, I think it was 1985, maybe 1986, Return of the Living Dead. Yeah. That was the first time that I remember fast zombies, and it was the first time that they wanted to eat brains. And that stuck as a genre wielder right there. And it just, now anytime you talk to anybody, it's zombie brains, they want to eat brains. It's just not the truth. And well, it's not the truth that I just said that. It's not what I think is the best part of the whole show. So what's that? 3?
3.
Yeah, 3.
So again, I hate to do it and jump on Scott's bandwagon, but I gotta throw World War Z in there, just because I had watched that. I went to the movie theater with my wife, and we were like, "Holy crap!" Because it was really tense. The whole movie was tense.
Right.
You know, even the non-tense parts, you're like, "All right, we're coming down," and all of a sudden you're like, "Oh my god, it's tense again." So for that alone, it gets on the list. But honestly, it was really well acted, and the script was great. Everything they said was fantastic, and I really enjoyed it. But my 5th, I think, would have to be Dead Alive. Peter Jackson's Dead Alive.
Oh, that's my God!
Crazy movie.
A stupid movie, and it's so great. I mean, the comedy is hit or miss. You know, sometimes it's really funny, and sometimes it's just not.
Right.
But when they hit it, they really did hit it. The scene with the lawnmower is just
I love that
level. It's so dumb, but it was great. So that'll be my number 5.
I don't know that I've seen that.
Oh, you have to see
it. It's absolutely worth seeing. It's on.
It is over the top gore for the sake of over the top gore. It's so gory. It's funny.
Yeah.
My Hobbit man, Peter Jackson, made this.
Oh yeah. He
made some, before The Hobbit.
He made some gory movies. There's another one with these aliens that come down, and it is, I can't remember the name of it, but it is so gory. It's like a low budget Men in Black type of flick, because there's an agency that are hunting these aliens, and these aliens are horrible. They eat people, and there's a lot of bodies exploding.
Well, you're not talking about District 9.
No.
No.
I rented it back in the 80s. A buddy of mine said, you got to watch this movie. In
Bad Taste.
Bad Taste.
I looked it up right now, 1987.
If you haven't seen Bad Taste, rent it. Or
I've
stream
never
it.
even heard of it.
I guess we don't rent crap anymore. Stream it. And,
I tried watching it and couldn't get through it.
It's horrible. It is horrible, but it's Peter Jackson, a young Peter Jackson, gore fest.
I'm watching the trailer right now.
Yeah, it's an insane movie.
No, Return of the Dead. I got to admit that would be up there in my top 10 because I love the 2 guys that are dead and they don't know they're dead and they're starting to suffer from rigor mortis. And when the zombie picks up the thing, send more paramedics.
Yeah. Well, my bone to pick with that, and I know I probably said this to you guys before. I'm not a nihilist, and I hate that that's such a nihilistic movie. Where all the ashes, they nuke everybody at the end, and the ashes go up to infect, the whole United States or the world or whatever.
Yeah.
And I just didn't like that part. And I liked that you couldn't. I hated you couldn't kill the zombies. You had to chop them up. But I don't know. I what I like is what it brought, because I remember being, my early 20s and going seeing that, and it was fun. It was fun. As I get older, I get more of a prude.
All right, well, prudish Allen, let's do your 5. Come on.
Well, are you done, Rich? You got anything else?
That was my 5. Yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna start out with my number 5 movie, Night of the Creeps.
Oh, great flick.
Love Night of the Creeps.
The good news is your dates are here. Yeah, that's a great movie.
Yeah. And it's got, what's his name? Tom
Atkins.
Tom Atkins,
yeah.
And that guy is great. He plays the same character in every movie.
He is that way. I met him once. He's not acting. That's just his person. He's a nice guy, but that's just his personality.
That is, and it's got Jason Lively plays the main guy, and he's Blake Lively's, believe it or not, brother. I mean, they got to be a big age difference in that. But I saw that on some other show, which I won't. The Manson Brothers show. They were talking about this movie, and I didn't know that. That's just weird trivia. Anyway, it's a fun movie. It's an aliens that caused the outbreak or the infection, and alien slugs. But and I believe it was written by Shane Black and Fred Decker that did the Monster Squad. I believe those two guys are behind this movie.
Anybody want a dog?
We're gonna get another one.
And then the original Dawn of the Dead.
Yeah, that's hard to beat.
It's hard to. It's not that good of a movie, but it is. It's I love that scene where Wooly goes crazy and starts shooting all the people. And
oh yeah,
it's got so much.
They also made Galen Ross a female hero.
Yeah.
She became kick-ass. She's the one that was taking the helicopter off at the end. She wasn't just, like Barbara in the original movie.
Yeah.
Just screaming and then goes insane.
Yeah. No. That was the start. I think his strong female character, and Peter, the helicopter pilot, was the opposite. He was the weaker character.
Yeah.
And what's funny is the actor was a Vietnam vet, and he taught Ken Foree and what's his name, Renninger, Scott Reiniger, how to handle their weapons, because he was actually a Vietnam combat soldier, and you don't see that
because he didn't know how to handle a weapon in the movie.
So I thought that was pretty slick. But that movie's a lot of fun. You look at the makeup now; it's kind of like but Savini had some great effects in that, though.
Yeah,
I mean, who's going to take their blood pressure while zombies are? I love that scene.
The best bite in the movie is at the beginning when the woman's grabbing her husband and somebody gets her right here.
I love that scene because my son and I were laughing. Blaine and I were laughing because when the zombie bites the lady and there's that SWAT guy and then another lady screaming and the SWAT guy, oh no, you don't want to see that. You don't want. There's zombies running around. You say you don't want to see that. It's like,
well, what I also loved about that movie was the fact that the immigrant families didn't want to kill their loved ones.
Yeah.
They put them in a basement where they could be kept safe, where they could, feed them and take care of them. I just thought it was a very unique twist on the normal movies.
No, that was pretty slick. That was the way they did that. That was cool. And I love that the priest, when he comes down there and he's got the wooden crutch leg, I thought, man, is that really his wooden crutch leg? Probably was.
Probably.
That was pretty slick. Train to Busan. That one's really, it's hard to top that one, really. you know, but it's so downcast. You know, Tony, I couldn't say Day of the Dead. There's no likable characters in that except for the pilot and the mechanic.
Yeah.
You know, you don't even like the female lead really that much.
She's an idiot.
Yeah.
Which movie?
Day of the Dead.
Oh, yeah.
You know.
No, Ash is working late tonight.
Oh, I thought he'd be here.
No.
But so how many is that?
3.
3? Okay, you guys are gonna hate me on this one. Peninsula. I love Peninsula.
That's a good movie.
It's just a lot of fun, and to me, it feels like something I would write.
Yeah.
Okay, I've
But
missed
better,
one.
but better.
So bad.
I've
but
missed
better.
one, Alan. I've got Peninsula, Night of the Creeps, the original Dawn of the Dead, and what was the other one?
I think that's it. I was just talking Day of the Dead, but I didn't. That's not one of my favorites.
Oh.
Okay, well, TikTok, buddy.
28 weeks later. I like that better than 28 days. Sorry, Hadley. Just
Not
It
killing
bad.
me.
don't hurt my feelings, none.
And Shaun of the Dead. You know, those are my 5. You know, World War Z's down below, probably number 6, 7. So.
Oh man, Peninsula. It was a movie I really wanted to like, and honestly, it's a great movie except for one scene, and that one scene is what just wrecked it.
Which one's that?
I guarantee you can figure it out. It's the one where they throw him into the friggin' pit with that giant zombie ball. And I was like, are you kidding me? You just wrecked this film. And other than that one scene, it's a great flick. It's another heist movie, really.
Yeah, it's a heist movie.
And it's just some of the stuff they did when the guy flashes the light on that. It was like a stairway with the glass all in it.
Yeah.
It was full of those spooky Korean zombies. Just like, it was fantastic. They were all stuck in there, and I don't know. I have a problem with the whole bad guys take over everything and everybody is subjugated type of thing. I mean, I guess it could happen, but it's in 90% of the zombie movies that you see now. And it's always, you got one faction of, well, these poor good guys, and then like the really strong faction of bad guys. And that was how that happened too. But other than those two things, it is a good movie. I don't hate it.
I like the ending.
You know what I do? I just
That's
can't
fine.
say that I like that.
That's fine, Rich. I know a lot of people don't like that movie, just for things like that in it, and it's so different than Train to Busan.
Yeah,
Train to Busan takes a serious tone, and this one is kind of an action-y tone. Some silliness in
It's
it.
like Korean Army of the Dead.
Yeah, but better.
Yeah.
It's better.
Yeah, it is. It's 50-50, I guess.
Have you
I like
guys?
some of the stuff in Army of the Dead, but I like some of the stuff in Peninsula too.
Yeah.
Have you guys seen the animated prequel to Train to Busan?
So great.
Oh yeah, that's good.
Soul Station. It's such a great flick.
We had to watch that one night.
Yeah, that's right. So dark.
Yeah.
So, and I like that the dad character, the character you think's looking for his daughter is her pet. And, oh, that's so horrible. That was good. I'd like to see that live. It should have been. Too bad they couldn't have made a live action movie. That would have been.
It would have been.
Okay, well, I'm going to let Alan and Scott. I'm going to let Alan and Rich pick one more because both Scott and I picked 6.
Go for it.
Oh, you go for it. I got to think.
Oh well, I see. I said Shaun of the Dead, right? That's
Yes.
I'm going to pick Little Monsters.
It's a good flick.
I
like
enjoy
Little
that.
Monsters.
I don't
That was
remember
great.
that. I know I've seen it, but
It's the one where the kids go on a trip to like a petting zoo type of area in Australia, and Lupita Nyong'o.
oh yes,
And she plays the ukulele, and then the Australian guy takes
In
his
her bright yellow dress.
her bright, and he's got a crush on her, and they end up getting trapped. And Josh Gad plays this kid entertainer that's just a sleaze bag, and his character is great. But it's a lot of fun. If you haven't seen what is it? Little Monsters. Watch it. It's
You
a
made
fun
us watch it.
I'm talking to everybody else.
I had one in my head.
Oh,
Now it's gone. Keep talking
It
about
is
Little
actually,
Monsters.
it's a fun zombie movie.
It is. It surprised me.
Yeah.
And it's character driven.
Yeah,
The characters are fun in it.
yeah.
The main guy's kind of a loser, but he redeems himself, but he's still kind of a loser. Josh Gad is horrible person. And Lupita Nyong'o's a strong character. And all the dads have a crush on her and stuff, and everybody. It's a fun movie. Check it out if you haven't seen it. Little Monsters. I think it's streaming everywhere right now. What do you got, Rich?
Okay, so I have to give you two.
Okay.
I have to go past because I was going to say one, and then it just slipped my mind, and then I looked it up again. But my daughter just said, "Well, what about this one?" And she just hit it. So what she said was "Girl with All the Gifts," and it's so well done and so great and kind of scary. There's several really scary portions of that film, and the way they tied the cordyceps fungus into the whole thing was great.
Yeah.
And it was what was that show that was just on?
Last of Us.
It was before that,
Yeah.
and it just hit all the right nails, and I thought it was excellent. It's a movie I watch probably once a year, but excuse me, the movie that I was going to spit out before that is called Patient Zero.
Oh, okay.
It's not the Jonathan Mayberry story.
Right.
This is about like this rabies virus that gets out of control, and this one guy gets bitten, but he doesn't turn. But the zombies have their own language, and now he can speak this language. And they're just these. I guess it's a new species. Are just full of rage, and all they do is want to kill all of the humans. That's their goal. But they're not stupid. They're like hyper. Well, I wouldn't say hyper intelligent. They're intelligent, but they're focused. They're so focused on trying to kill, the other humans or infect them and turn them like them that they just throw themselves into harm. And there's a scene where they capture this zombie, or so they think, and it's Stanley Tucci.
Yeah, that's right.
And they tie him to a chair, and he's chained into this chair, and the main character, who can speak the zombie language, is talking to him, and Stanley Tucci just lights up a cigarette and he starts talking to him. Like, it was just great. It was fantastic. If you haven't seen this movie, it's not the best acted movie in the world, but you got a big guy, you got some big names in there. The guy that plays Samwise, or Sam, in Game of Thrones too. I can't remember his name, but he's in it as well. And you'll know there's a few actors you're gonna know in this movie. And,
Natalie Dormer.
Yeah, she's in it too.
Matt Smith.
Matt Smith. Yep.
Yeah.
Oh, that's right. Matt Smith is the main character. I forgot it was Matt Smith.
And Clive Standen from Vikings.
Yes, he's well. You find out.
Patient Zero.
Yeah, it's called Patient
I'll have to
Zero.
look that up.
But
I think I've seen it. It's kind of gritty, apocalyptic, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, but the whole movie takes place in a silo.
Yeah, I've seen
So
that.
it's not, you get the apocalyptic vibe, but it's because everybody's kind of trapped down there, and it's worth a watch. You should absolutely watch that.
Okay.
That's it's funny, those two movies that you mentioned. They're both Brit movies, right?
Mm-hmm.
And they both portray the military as assholes.
Yeah, you were absolutely right. Yeah.
That's just funny. I mean, and those are two big budgeted or decent budget movies, too. I think The Girl with the Gibbs has Patty Considine from Shaun of the Dead, and Hot Fuzz. I think he's the only big name in. Oh no, what's her name? Glenn Close is in that one.
Glenn Close is in it.
And Gemma Arterton is the main character.
Gemma Arterton, yeah.
Yeah, that's a good movie though. I mean, they're both good movies.
Yeah,
they're both good watches. I enjoyed it. That, especially The Girl with All the Gifts. It was surprising. It was neat.
It was good.
Yeah. Did you read the book?
No, I haven't.
Spot on to the book. It was real close to the book.
Oh wow!
I had read the book before I saw the movie, and I was like, "Ooh, I can't wait this." Have you guys read the story, The Forest of Hand?
Yeah,
So I haven't read that book yet. Is it any good?
It's It's a YA, definitely a YA book.
Yeah.
They live in the trees, right? They have tree forts, like to
Okay.
keep from the zombie type creatures down there. I read it years ago. I thought it was okay.
Yeah, I know they're doing a movie with Maisie, what's her name from Game of Thrones. Williams.
Really,
Maisie?
it's okay. I mean, I read the whole. I think I read the whole series.
Yeah.
You know, but I don't know. A movie, a TV series would be good though, probably. You know.
Yeah, I think it's a film. I don't know. What was I was watching another. I thought it was a TV series where they went between towns. I can't remember. I can't remember what it was. It might have been a book. Just ringing in my head. But anyway, yeah. So that's we fired off a lot of movies. Well, how many movies did we fire off, Hadley, that aren't like the same?
Well, each of us has 4
Oh, okay.
that no one else picked.
Oh,
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's a lot of movies.
Okay, so well, it wasn't in my list, but it was on my radar. Would be in my top 10 was Dawn of the Dead. So we picked that one. We picked Shaun of the Dead. We picked World War Z. Those were ones that the majority picked. And then we have the rest of ours.
okay.
So, what goes first?
Did you give us yours, Hadley?
Yes, Scott, I talked. No one hears me, but I talked.
No, I'm distracted by 4 legs and a wine.
Okay, so we've process of elimination.
Yes.
Okay. Night of the Creeps, Resident Evil, Children Shouldn't Play with Dead Things, Peninsula, 28 Weeks Later, Train to Busan, Army of the Dead, Little Monsters, Return of the Living Dead 1985 or 86, Dead Alive, Girl with All the Gifts, Patient Zero, 28 Days Later, Wormwood, Scout's Guide to the Zombie Apocalypse, Daylight's End.
Okay. Those are all like 1-offs or 2-offs, right? Like one of us or 2 of us.
So what we have to pick from those is what our favorite is?
Yeah, well, no, yeah, we've got to eliminate who's got to go. Like, which one do you think needs to go?
No, Peninsula's out of here first. That's going.
Which one?
Peninsula. That's gotta go.
I'll give you that. Peninsula.
And the 28-day movies, because come on, they're not songs.
I will give up Dead Alive. I will fall on the sword for Dead Alive.
And I'll fall on the sword for Resident Evil.
I took Evil Dead off already, so.
Yeah, I gotta tell you though, the Resident Evil movie, it was pretty damn good.
It was.
I didn't have a PlayStation, so I never played the game, but I watched my buddy play it, and I was like, "Wow, this is pretty cool." And they did a lot of the stuff in the movie that they did in the game. And in that scene, the first time you actually see, zombies, not a zombie, but zombies attacking, that was pretty good. It was done really well, and I liked it. So that's a tough one to go, but yeah, it's got to go.
Resident Evil's going, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Little Monsters. I'll ask Little Monsters.
Great flick.
Yeah, it is.
Hi, Fred.
Okay, I'll axe Daylight's End because Rich says it's vampires.
Yeah, but is it?
I think they're vampiric zombies.
Well, so X that or Zombie Scout's Guide?
Is that the one with Lance Henriksen?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah, those are vampires.
Okay.
All right, we'll exit.
So Johnny's trying to do.
All right, hold on. So I got 6, 8,
vampire-like creatures.
11. We've got 14, so we need to get rid of 4 more.
Okay.
All right. Well, read them off.
Return of the Living Dead. Ouch.
Night of the Creeps. Children shouldn't play with dead things. Train to Busan. Army of the Dead. 28 Days Later. Return of the Living Dead. Girl with All the Gifts. Patient Zero. 28 Days Later. Wormwood. Scout's Guide to the Zombie Apocalypse. That's it.
Army of the Dead.
Army of the Dead.
Well, I think we have to keep Train to Busan.
Yes.
We
I
have.
think that should
Yes.
go. That should get pushed up.
Yeah. Army of the
How
Dead.
many does that? That gives us 4 now. I don't know.
Well, I think
Well,
we've got to keep Return of the Living Dead.
Just because it's
Yes. It's classic.
classic. It's a.
Well, what does the Peanut Gallery say? What do you guys think?
Y'all have to tell me what the Peanut Gallery says because I'm over in Excel.
Hey, while the Peanut Gallery's doing something, Army of the Dead sucked ass. Yes, it
Oh,
did.
what is that?
Sucked ass. Evil Dead is awesome.
Evil
Like I
Dead
said,
Rise, that new one. Have you seen that one yet?
I have not. I thought we were
Oh,
going to
okay.
review it. Isn't
It's
that on our
good.
review list?
It's good. I don't know.
Do that one? I thought we did that one on the show.
No.
No.
Isn't that? No, it's
Oh,
the
that's
new
gotta
one that
go.
just
That's
came
gotta
out,
go.
right?
Yes.
What's that, Scott?
I think it's the new one that just
Yeah.
came out.
It's the
Yeah.
new one. We haven't done it yet.
Oh, I like that one. Cheese grater for the win.
Oh, yeah. I'm glad that's a quick scene, man.
Don't ruin it for people who haven't seen it.
All right.
Yeah, I saw
The
that
second you
scene.
see it, you're gonna know exactly what's going on, even
Yes.
without what we said. So.
Yeah. Mike Lewis says you have to keep Return of the Living Dead.
I agree.
Max
Yeah,
says you got to do it.
Yeah, Max says it's gonna stay too.
Okay.
Tony wants to get rid of children shouldn't play with. It's not. Well, okay, some of it's boring.
Yeah,
but
some of
that's
it's boring.
when the zombie. Let's get rid of it.
Okay. I'll get rid of it. Well, I'm with you.
I think that scene is one of the best zombie uprising scenes. But yeah, the whole movie itself.
It's got a good vibe to it, but yeah, it's not the most exciting movie. But
Right.
the setup in it and everything is just great.
Yeah, it takes a long time to get into it.
Yeah, it does.
All right, Return is gone.
All right. So we need 5 more, and we've got 3, 5, 7.
7.
So we've got 7.
Night of the Creeps, 28 weeks later. Girl with All the Gifts, Patient Zero, 28 Days Later. Wormwood, Scout's Guide to the Zombie Apocalypse.
I'll volunteer 28 weeks later.
Those are all good films.
I don't
That
think
would
you
be
can, though, because those are iconic. I mean, I think both of those have to stay if you want to know what I think. I would sacrifice both of mine to keep those, but I don't know Night of the Creeps. So I'm not going to do it just yet because
You should watch Night of the Creeps, but you got to watch it with the 80s, with an 80s purview.
Yeah,
You got to.
It's a great film.
Yeah.
It really
yeah.
is a great film.
Yeah. You got to go back to the 80s with that mindset and watch it, though.
It's
a
one of
still
the
good movie.
classics of the '80s.
Yeah.
Okay, so we're keeping Night of the Creeps. Y'all have
Yeah, I think we should keep Night of the Creeps.
Yeah. I think so.
all right. So that gives us 6.
Okay.
So one of the 28 days, one of them or 28 weeks should go.
But they're very different. So it's like Alien and Aliens.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's a tough call.
How about Girl with All the Gifts? No, Patient Zero. Just because it's a newer movie. I don't know, Rich. Don't hurt me.
Me, I think
I
that's
can-
one of the better zombie movies.
One of the better ones?
Well, hold on. Let me pull out my Scout's Guide to the Zombie Apocalypse.
Mhm. Also, a
Do it.
good flick.
Hmm.
Keep going,
Well,
Bob.
since we have 28 days later, let's just get rid of 28 weeks later. Because 28 days later does draw you in to it, you know?
Yeah.
Okay.
And everybody seems to like that better except for Scott, I think. So, I mean, and me, Scott and me. Because that's more of a favorite.
Right.
Should be called Hawkeye versus the Zombies.
I wish you guys could see the floor behind me.
Do we want to?
No.
Is it just Fred?
Okay, well, so that we need to get rid of 1.
All right. So list off what we need to get, what we have, and what we need to get rid of. We'll pick one.
Wormwood, Scout's Guide to the Zombie Apocalypse, Girl with All the Gifts, and Patient Zero.
Oh, I would get rid of Wormwood.
Yeah.
Okay.
Good, but
All right. Well, we've got our 10.
Read them off, boss.
Read them and weep.
This is in no order. Dawn of the Dead, Shaun of the Dead, World War Z, Train to Busan, Return of the Living Dead, Night of the Creeps, 28 Days Later, Girl with All the Gifts, Patient Zero, Scout's Guide to the Zombie Apocalypse.
I think that's a good list.
Okay.
yeah.
That's a respectable list.
All right, and we finished it up in time. I thought we were going to be here all night.
We should do a worst zombie movie show.
Oh God, there's so many.
There's so many of those. I mean, we could dissect each one of those films too. So
Yeah. That would be a long show there. 9 out of 10 zombie movies that come out nowadays. Bad.
What was that one we watched? Bridge of the Doomed or Bridge
Oh
of the
my
Bridge
god.
of the Damned. Yeah, that was.
I liked that Battery movie that I watched recently.
It was
I heard
all right.
it's good. Everybody says it's good.
Yeah, it was pretty good.
Well, another one that I watched, I think it was vampires, though. No, we need to do a vampire list.
Lana,
Yeah.
that was not difficult to do. Let's be honest.
Snark. Snark activated now.
Yeah, Mike's got a point.
What? Where's?
Where's
Oh yeah,
all the sequels to Return of the Living Dead?
I did like the second one though. thought it
I
was
like
okay.
Tony I's suggestion, Zombieverse.
Zombie.
We did that. Remember? We did
Yeah.
that.
Oh yeah.
Max Crum is saying Landa said Warm Bodies, and he said The Crazies.
Crazies was good. I forgot about that one.
Yeah.
What?
Is that the
Oh,
one with Chris Pine? Is that the one with Chris
No,
Pine?
it's with Raylan, with Timothy Oliphant.
So
There's the original, and then there's the remake.
The
Yeah.
original was the Canadian movie.
Well, we were gonna kick out Fubard.
No, we got 3 minutes.
We don't have time.
I got to jump back on
funny
that.
Ash. Oh.
All right, so next week are we going to do our yearly 4th of July patriotic movie?
Yeah,
Sure, we can.
sounds good. I've got to jump on that.
Yeah, everybody picks one, and then we talk about it.
Okay.
All right.
Or do y'all want to stick with the formula?
No, let's pick one.
Okay.
We'll each pick one, and then we'll go from there.
Yeah.
All right. And we do have special guests coming up. I'm working out the details, but Mr. Hilton Ariel Ruiz of Zombie with a Shotgun fame has got a recent movie release that he's wanting to come on and talk about. So we're going to bring him on as a guest host and see what Hilton has going on. Also, Miss Rena Riffle will be on at some point. Not sure when. We got to work out the details, and hopefully that'll be pretty fun. Which, if y'all do not know, Miss Rena has been in Showgirls 1 and 2. She directed 2. She was in Mulholland Drive. She was in Striptease with Demi Moore. She was in Candyman 3, Land of the what did I tell y'all? Day of the Dead, I think it is. And she was in Quantum Leap, Married with Children, a number of stuff that she just has a very impressive list of movies that she's been in. So anyway, she wants to come on our show and get weird. So I guess I probably shouldn't have said that, but she is going to come on and talk with us. So hopefully we'll have some information coming soon about that. So
She was supposed to be Jennifer, but she got called out to Los Angeles on a business trip, and she was still she told me she was still going to be in the air when the show began. So, just also coming up, July 11th, we are doing a show with Real Talk. Jennifer, I'll reach out to you on this. We're going to be talking to Gary Lee Vincent, who wrote the book Crack Coon. It
Sweet.
was. It's not just. It's not just a movie. When I was at the Living Dead weekend, I ran into the guy. This book was written before they made Cocaine Bear, and it was out. And then the minute they heard Cocaine Bear was out, a producer reached out and said, "Let's do this." I'm telling you, read the book. It is good. It is well written. If the movie follows the book, the movie's gonna be as good as Cocaine Bear.
Wow.
Crack by Gary Lee Vincent. He'll be on July 11th.
Cool.
Great.
And aren't you and Alan going to talk with our friend Chris Magentis soon?
Yes, he's on July. He's coming on the show July 25th.
Cool.
Real
And
talk.
Again, working out the details with Hilton Ariel Ruiz, and I do believe he's going to be on Blonde's Books and Campfire Tales too as a guest host. So
That's great.
Cool.
lots of cool stuff coming up, kids. We're kind of shocked too, but
No, we're not. We're good.
And next weekend's going to be 4th of July movies. Just if anybody missed that, it's going to be Independence Day themed movies, and we'll let you know what they are.
That's right. And everybody have a safe 4th of July. Keep your pets inside and be safe. Don't set anything on fire.
Don't
drink and drive.
Let's see you next Thursday with all these.
Yeah. Until next time, y'all stay weird.
Take it easy, guys. Thank you.
All right. Ciao, everyone.